Zimbabwe, your overview analysis of everything that transpired today at Lautang.
So first of all, let me stress that I'm not here in my capacity as a mayor. I have no mandate to be here as a mayor. I'm here as a citizen and as a lawyer in the city for 43 years. But primarily I'm here as a Christian. I'm a man of faith.
Okay, so we can start now.
Yes.
It's all good.
But you need to stress that I'm not here in my capacity as mayor.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
I have deep concerns about this process. I was here promptly at 10 o'clock. As you all saw, I was sitting in the front row. The moment they called for contributions, I put my hand up. Every time they called for contributions, I put my hand up. And on many occasions I stood up as well, and I was denied the right as a citizen to put forward my views. So I'm going to use this opportunity now to say what I was going to say. And I stand here, my name is David Coltart. I'm not here in my capacity as mayor. I'm here as a citizen, and I'm also here as a lawyer. But fundamentally I'm here as a Christian, a man of faith. And I want to start off with that. In Romans 3 verse 9, we read that everyone has turned away. In other words, all people are fallen. And what that means is that all of us, irrespective of who we are, have the capacity to do the wrong thing. And that happens particularly when we get power. There's a saying that says power tends to corrupt, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And my fundamental objection to this entire amendment bill is founded on that principle. I was a member of COPAC. I was a co-chair of COPAC at the beginning. I was in the deadlock breaking committee of COPAC. And COPAC resulted in a constitution in 2013, which was a delicate balance that sought to achieve the balance of powers between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Now, I don't have sufficient time today to go into everything in detail, but the fundamental problem with this is that it distorts that balance. It gives the president too much power in appointing senators. It gives the president too much power in appointing judges. It gives the president too much power in appointing people like the Registrar General who are responsible for the voters' roll. It also undermines some of the critical elements of our society. Let's look at chiefs for a moment. Chiefs are our equivalent of royalty. It is hereditary. People in rural areas in particular look up to chiefs. They say that chiefs are the neutral arbiters. As we know, in the rural areas, chiefs are responsible for arbitrating. Now, if chiefs can become partisan, they become partisan arbitrators, and that is fundamentally wrong. But my principal objection to this is the extension of terms by 2 years. And I say it for two reasons. Firstly, there is a very clear provision in our Constitution, section 328, subsection 7, that says that if the effect of any amendment is to give an incumbent further time in office, then it must be subjected to a referendum. And that applies to the president, it applies to MPs, it applies to councillors. If the effect, and I'm quoting verbatim, the section says, if the effect is to extend the power, it doesn't matter how you do it, if the effect is to extend, then there has to be a referendum. And whatever we think about this bill, whether we support it or not, those provisions which will extend the office of incumbents, including myself, must be subjected to a referendum. So that's the legal argument, but there's a moral argument as well. And let me speak personally. I was elected to Parliament 3 times, twice to the lower house, once to the Senate, elected, not on proportional representation. In 2023, I was elected to my present office with a majority of 86%. I suspect that's one of the highest majorities in the country. But my mandate was for 5 years. That was the contract between the electorate and me as a councillor. They elected me for 5 years. I can't then, as an elected official, arbitrarily extend my own term of office without a mandate from the people. And so what I was going to say to the committee members is follow my example. I've said publicly, and I say it again today, that my term as a councillor is 5 years. Come the end of that 5 years, whether this bill is passed or not, my term will finish, because that is the moral and the correct thing to do. And I urge honourable members, if they are people of integrity, if this is not subjected to a referendum, if they do not get the mandate of the people, then at the end of their 5 years they should stand down as I will. So you will see from this that in the short time that we've had available today, I have not had time to go into the detail of this. But suffice it to say, and let me conclude by saying, that I have multiple objections to it. And I urge parliamentarians to vote this down when it eventually comes to a vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Dev.